Why? Why do I feel like I'm distrusting of the process of going through a medical board? Why do I feel so anxious and nervous and frustrated and feel alone and like I'm walking through this process, the medical board process by myself? Why do I not feel prepared? Why? Those are the questions that went through my mind when I was told that, hey, you're going to be going through a medical board. And I was thrusted into it so fast. Why was I distrusting? There was a couple of questions that went through my mind. Like, what is this process? How long is this process going to be? And at the end of the day, what is the financial impact to me and my family? But I kept coming back to the question of why do I not feel prepared? Well, I'm going to share with you reasons as to why you may feel as though you may not be prepared for a medical, legal, financial, and a mental health experience. That's what the IDES, Integrated Disability Evaluation System, aka the Med Board, that's what it felt like. It felt like I wasn't prepared. And the reason why, as I started answering that question, is because the Army doesn't prepare you for this type of experience. We are prepared for exercises, for missions, to be ready, right? Health ready, mentally ready, to go and do what we're called to do, whatever MOS that is, whatever experience that is, that's what we were called to do. And so the Army didn't invest time, effort, and energy into you really being prepared. The only time, effort, and energy that I received was through orientation. That probably an hour and a half orientation. So who am I and why am I starting this Facebook group? Who am I and why am I starting a podcast? My name is Jerome Spearman. I medically retired out of the reserves in 2021, November 2021. I am was a 66 Echo, which is a operating room nurse. And so I went through the process as a reservist and as a nurse. But let me just give you some background that actually adds into the reasons as to why I am so passionate about working with um, individuals who are going through this process. So there I was, 2009, in Landstuhl Regional Medical Center in Germany, at the height of both wars, the OEF and OIF war, taking care of soldiers like Lucky. Lucky was involved in an ambush, got shot in the abdomen, was at risk for bleeding out. They were able to uh, to stop the hemorrhaging and get him to Landstuhl Regional Medical Center and to stabilize him. And I met with other soldiers like Larry, who was involved in an IED blast and lost his legs. Another individual, Marine John, who was involved in another blast, an IED blast, and he had peppering and shrapnel all in his face and his hands and his legs, and just screeching of and eking of pain because of the type of material that was in the shrapnel that is now embedded into into his skin. Yeah, I saw and worked, and my team, we saw and worked and cared for those types of service members, active duty, reservists, soldiers, Marines, other friendly forces from Poland and from Canada and from France. And I saw those individuals come through my unit at the hospital at Lonsdale Regional Medical Center. And the thing that I remembered most was that some of these individuals, their personality, even though they were injured, they were still thinking about their battles that were downrange. They were still thinking about their other battles that were with them in the room, their other battles who were injured and on different wards of the hospital. The fact that they may have lost a leg, an arm, and they're still thinking about their battles and wanting to know if they're okay. And that spirit of caring and camaraderie they still had. But one thing that they did not know and was uncertain of was their future. The future of their military career. Many of them were met with a medical board. Many of them did not know that they were facing a medical board and that their career was about to be over. And so here I am now going through this process myself. I, was taking care of those individuals. And then I went to Madigan Army Medical Center on active duty, got off active duty in 2018, and I did not transition well. I had a lot of challenges. There's a lot of things that I saw, a lot of things that I did not process, and I could not handle the pressure of and the stress now of being a civilian. And I found myself, in the reserves, having a job, having a very good paying job, having a loving wife, great kids, and still angry and upset inside, and could not really identify why I could not fit in. And so, therefore, I was at the doorstep of the VA 6 months or so after I got off active duty and was in the reserves, and found myself in a medical board.